Welcome back to this week's edition of Bailey Built. We are outdoors, and of course the heat's not quite kicked in yet, but it will be over the triple digits today. And we're working on a project outdoors, so we're doing it early. This week, it's all about the drip system. Being able to water all your plants and gardens in the backyard with a minimal amount of water, because we are here in California where the water is scarce. Here's how it's done. Now, I began with a trip to my local hardware store. Most of these items that you'll need can be found fairly easily. I want to thank my friends over at Ace for helping me to find the supplies for this video and answering some of my questions. For this project, I'm running a drip system from a traditional outdoor faucet. Here is what you'll need. I started by grabbing a roll of 1/2-inch poly hose. It comes in 50 and 100 feet. This will feed the water to my full system. Next, I grabbed a water timer. This particular one by Raindrip is battery operated and allows for multiple watering sessions per day. It also allows you to skip days when it rains. The next thing you'll need is a 3/4-inch hose thread siphon. Make sure it says hose thread because they also make a version that says pipe thread, and that can be attached to a sprinkler head. That's for a separate video. The anti-siphon will prevent water from your drip system from moving backwards into the water supply. Connected to that, you'll need a pressure regulator. This will reduce the pressure on the small lines of the drip system, preventing the emitters and the lines from popping off the main water line due to high water pressure. You'll need a hose compression fitting as well. That will take you from the water hose connection and allow for the 1/2-inch line to carry water throughout the system. I got a few 1/4-inch hoses to carry water to the trees. I also found the 1/4-inch barb connectors. These are what connect to the main water line and carry the feeder hoses to the trees and plants. The 1/4-inch lines carry the water also to a variety of heads. The most common are drippers, also known as emitters. They provide a light, steady drip to various plants and vegetables. Another type is sprinkler nozzles. Some cover 180 degrees, while others the full 360. They even make heads to connect to your existing sprinkler system. I'll cover more on that in a separate video. A set of 1/2-inch clamps are also necessary to close off the end of your drip system. Now, to assemble your system, you'll need a tool like this 4-in-1. I found this to be an amazing time saver. The tool punches holes, inserts emitters, it also cuts tubing, and removes emitters when changing your system. Today's project area features a long raised bed complete with several trees, including plants and other fruit trees. Now that I had the supplies, it was time to start installing the system. First up, I took the multi-tool and practiced punching holes and installing emitters as well as barb connectors. Then I took time to clear brush in the work area. This Worx chainsaw did just the trick. Clearing your work area will actually come in handy when it's time to tie the system into your water supply. Now, my initial design involved running a hose from the faucet to this pole that was already planted in the raised bed. Initially, I zip tied the 1/2-inch line to the bottom and would later add a water hose to the top of that pole. Next, I ran the 1/2-inch supply line through the length of the raised bed. I came across a few older existing lines in a few spots. The multi-tool made removing those pretty easy. With that new line in place, I anchored the end of it with 2 ground stakes. Then I worked my way back with these tube stakes and then added barbs to the main line. Next up, it was a trip down the line to add the feeder lines. These lines are cut to custom lengths and carry water from the main line to each tree or plant. Once all the lines were in place, then I connected the anti-siphon to the pressure regulator. I then added the hose adapter to the bottom of that, and connected the compression end to the 1/2-inch feeder line. I moved the head side to side, then rotated it around to get a nice snug fit. To close off the system, you'll use this figure 8 clamp feeding the tube through both sides. This will stop the water from exiting the system. The clamp isn't permanent and can be removed for expansion of the system in the future. After turning the water on, there was good pressure along the line. And all the connections worked as they were supposed to. Once the system was in place, I realized it would actually be easier to add additional lines in the future if I moved the timer to the faucet. To make that adjustment, I cut the 1/2-inch line about 24 inches down from the compression connection. The 1/2-inch line was fitted into the compression head, so that section cannot be taken apart. I made a quick trip back to Ace for an additional roll of poly tubing and a number of 1/2-inch hose connectors. With those additional supplies in hand, I proceeded to connect both the filter and compression section to the bottom of the timer. Next up, I attached the timer to the faucet and ran that line along the raised bed. A simple cut at each corner, and I was able to add 90-degree connection. After running that line along the full length of the bed, I went in and added tube staples. This holds the line in place. Once the new line made it to the existing line, I simply added a cut. Then I connected the two lines using a 1/2-inch female-to-female compression connection, and we were good to go. I turned to the faucet, and once again, all lines were fully operational. Well, as you can see, I've got those drip lines now running in this pathway to be able to water multiple trees as well as a few vegetables that we're going to lay out here over the next couple of months. I'm also going to attach this system to another garden bed that's on the other side of the yard. I'll have more on that in an upcoming video. If you're loving all the DIY projects, all you have to do is click like or smash subscribe to stay up to date on the latest projects here with Bailey Built. Until the next time, take care.